Now let's learn a little bit. Maybe we might be able to see something to help us learn a little bit about the VTuber industry from 1010. So again, this is 2tenVT or 1010, we'll say like that. So hopefully everything works out well here. We'll figure that out. Oh shoot. Take it away, 210.
6 months ago, I gave
Oh,
up
that's a
on
little loud.
100,000 subscriber on a YouTube channel that made me over 6 figures to start over and become a VTuber online on this channel. Now, I have done 45 million views on YouTube before, so I know that this is a 99% skill, 1% luck kind of thing. But what I didn't expect is that being a VTuber is so much harder to grow, and no wonder why 98% of the VTuber quit before their first year's debut. In this video,
so good news for me. I actually happen to be, like, this is my first year. Like, we just finished our first year of VTubing. And I'm still here. And I plan to be here a long time. You guys can't really get rid of me that easily. So my entire process of that is more a fact of, I like doing this as a hobby. I like doing this as fun. I'm naturally a gamer. I do a lot of stuff, and I like having people bounce ideas off of me, or bounce my ideas off other people while I'm gaming. So naturally, I view this less as a job and more of a, hey, I like to make friends, hang out with people, and make people smile. So that's definitely more my thing behind this.
I want to talk about everything I have discovered and tried about becoming a VTuber, and why becoming a VTuber is just so much harder than I expected compared to my original plan. This is my previous channel with 112,000 subscribers. I was mostly doing gaming guy, going from like Genshin Impact, Lost Ark, Blade and Soul Leo, Weathering Wave, and Brew Protocol Star Residence, and stuff like that. But no matter what game I jumped to, I was able to get successes pretty quick, like 100,000 view on this Blade and Soul video, 100,000 view on this Brew Protocol videos, various 100,000.
So I think part of the problem is YouTube and Twitch are I personally, this is my belief, I believe that they have a thing against VTubers, and so they try to like actively push down other people's VTuber content.
Since Lost Ark videos, as well as Genshin Impact video and stuff like that. These are what we like to call SEO video, which stands for Search Engine Optimization videos. In general, when it comes down to content creating, I believe you should set up your viewers with an expectation of what your content is about, and then deliver on that expectation. Just like how I set up in this video, I'm gonna go.
That makes a lot of sense. Like, my content is about being a fun little run-in and just having fun. So that's my thing. I don't care what game we're playing, we're just having fun. However, I do like to record mostly RPGs and JRPGs and stuff because they have best stories in my opinion.
My previous success and talk about why they work, however, why they also couldn't be applied to being a VTuber. With that being said, let's take a look at this video. Should you play Blade and Soul Neo in 2025? This is the video that I have generated over 100,000 views on, and this is simply a game review. From the title, you can assume that this is the video that talk about, hey, is this game cool? Is this game worth playing? And you'll notice that majority of the traffic from this video actually come from YouTube search. Over 75% of the traffic come from YouTube search, from just people who are looking to get Blade and Soul Neo content. So this videos, I set up the videos knowing that people are going to come in looking for Blade and Soul Neo content, and I deliver on that expectation.
So
I said,
I'm wondering if that's basically like he did that via bell notification sent. Questions of how they let. I don't have this like thing in my VTube studio for some reason. My analytics look weird. Anyway. Mobile pushes, notifications. I wonder if this is due to like what kind of tags he uses, because I think I suck with tags, and I don't know if tags actually improve searchability or something like that.
Hey, you want to know if Blade and Soul Neo is cool? Is it worth playing? Right? And you'll notice the strategy
nobody goes in tags.
That I will preface every single videos with the word Blade and Soul Neo. Every single one of my videos start with the word Blade and Soul Neo because it is the most eye-catching. It is the thing that they're looking for. It is the thing that they immediately pop up. And if you go on YouTube and you search Blade and Soul Neo, I bet you can easily find this video within the top 5 video. In this case, it is the second, because when you search this term and you see a title that exactly resonates with this term, you are able to tell that, hey, this is the video that you want to watch. The problem of being a VTuber is that this literally do not exist as a path for VTubers.
Yeah.
Nobody ever wake up and go like tomorrow like, hey, I want to watch a fanboy software engineer VTuber online talking about why the job market is so bad or explaining what its credit score to me. Nobody ever.
Haha, that'd be funny. Hello, my name is Lominoth, and today we are going to be talking about differentials and credit scores. Imagine that for a moment. That would be quite the interesting. That's something I can get into. I could be the VTuber who discusses financial like ideas and stuff with people.
Wake up tomorrow and go like, fanboy VTubers who explain computer science. Yeah, that is something I want to watch. I don't even know if YouTube will actually show. I guess it does in this case. So, but you have to be this precise and this niche to actually discover the content that you're making, which is not impossible but improbable. And this is why VTubers are better off focusing on short. At least that's what I believe, because shorts content are the type of.
I think that might be part of my problem with my YouTube videos. I like catchy title, like the first thing to be is like something funny and catchy. So I should probably like reword them more as, hey, do this, or hey, this is what the video, the like subject is, and then have the catchy title
that
afterwards.
People don't search up, but just happen to come across. They go scroll, they see it and they discover it, and they're like, oh, a fanboy VTuber talking about math, YouTube algorithm. That's cool. And then they go scroll. Short form content was a content format that I previously didn't really focus on in my previous channel, just because I didn't really like doing it, but it worked.
I enjoy short form content.
One of the best short I've ever done, which is like this one that have 500,000 views. You can see that compared to the previous metric I showed you, this videos 90% of the traffic is coming from short feed, which means people just scrolling and happen to come across, right? As searchable content is not a viable path for being a VTuber, you have to make short content, and that is what I have discovered. And so
I have heard that multiple times. A big thing for VTubers is your shorts searchability. If you can get like your shorts to start going off, then you will usually like get more people to follow you a lot. So I read every comment. I think that's a very important one too, but figuring out how to word those shorts and tags I think are definitely important too.
First, I decided that instead of making long form video that nobody's gonna ever watch anyway, let's focus on making short form that people will discover. Think about how many VTubers you have discovered through short form versus long form content. I will bet that most of the time you discover a new VTubers through a short form content when you just happen to be scrolling and stuff like that.
I can see that.
Here is the second big reason why indie VTuber is just impossible to grow, or just feels really, really hard when you compare to corporate VTubers. Because corporate VTubers has all the money, resources in the world to skip over all of these steps.
Well, not only that, corporate VTubers are mostly part of a company that has the resources too. They've already established themselves. And as such, being established and having the ability to improve upon those resources better makes it so that way they can have, you can grow much more rapidly. The problem is that you get whole stuff that goes on with like VShojo and other big scandals that could potentially happen too. So like with what happened to Iron Mouse recently, like last year. So that is definitely something that you want to kind of avoid. That's why a lot of people actually stick with indie. But I mean, there is a place for for corporate, I think.
They have money to advertise them, so they give people a reason to watch, and then they make incredible content that keep people in the loop to remind people that they still exist and why they should keep watching the content. As a indie VTubers who are doing everything by yourself, you have to do every single thing by yourself, including the discovery, the loop maintaining, the user journeys, and it just...
I don't even know anything about user journeys or loop maintaining. My thing is that I essentially just hit record and say, hey, let's go have fun. So that's my kind of thing, and that's my thing that I do.
Really
more authentic in my opinion.
In my previous channel where I was making SEO content or guides, there is something I like to call the user journey, which is what you can realistically expect the user to watch after your first videos.
Mm-hmm.
So after they watch your first videos, you want to keep them into the loop by making a second video that you think they'll watch after the first, and then a third video that they will watch after the second, and then so on and so on.
Yeah,
You want to
I
keep them
see
in the
that.
loop. You want to keep on making videos that are in this cycles, which I like to call the user journey. An example of a user journey might be someone discover about a new game, probably from big corporate
Yeah,
advertisement like
probably.
Neo, Word and Wave, and then they want to look up review gameplay of that game to know if the corporate are lying or if this game is actually fun. Once they decide that this game is actually fun, they will then look up beginner guide, new
Okay.
player guide, tips and tricks, and stuff like that. And by making these videos sequentially in order, I can realistically predict what is the next video that I have captured or someone who I have captured will watch, and keep on making video that they will watch in the long run. And
Well, I mean, that makes sense, right? You want to be able to like provide a train and a steady little stream for things that would be very helpful for them, especially if you stick to like one specific game type. Like I do know there's one Twitch streamer out there I watch, Blind RL. His entire thing is on how to do stuff in Dwarf Fortress. And I mean that's his niche, is Dwarf Fortress. Finding your niche, I think, is very important, is what he's trying to say. Find your niche, find videos, and then build the journey after that. Now the problem is you get people who are like me, who are lazy fucks, and I don't like to do that. My big thing is more a matter of I'm a variety streamer, so I play a variety of games all the time. So if I post something, it's because I was thinking, hey, I had fun playing this. Let's upload the VOD or do a little bit of editing or something like that for it. So I do agree that it's good, like, if you set up things in an order. Like, let's say somebody says, oh, first blind review of the game, and then how do you do this in the game, and then that builds off and compounds. That is a good way of dealing with some stuff if you have a niche for that specific thing.
keep them in this cycle of loops. And this is another thing that's really, really hard to do as a VTubers, because you're a variety content creators.
Yep.
All your content are
Variety
all over the
content.
place.
Like I said, right? See, variety content.
So, how do you solve this problem as a indie creators? And again, the problem we're trying to solve is you need to give people a reason to watch your content. The answer is, I don't know. I simply know the problem. I don't know the solution. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm making these videos. That's why I'm telling you.
So I think one thing you do is, if you're doing looping and stuff on VTubers specifically, like try and keep people in there. Maybe you could say you could start with like a lore video, and then you say, or you could start with a gameplay loop trailer of funny moments from your stream. That way people can expect to see what is like they can when they first come into your channel, they can get an understanding of, oh, hey, this is what I'm getting into with this streamer. This is the kind of community and vibes and stuff that they're going for. So maybe like a bloopers reel or a funniest moments video, like right off the bat and stuff like that. I think that would be a good fit for starting to help build this pipeline.
Really hard, because even with all of those previous experience, I don't know the answer. What I do know so far is that within a 60-second reels, you need to solve all of the following problem. And again, this is why it feels impossible to start as a VTuber. You need to have a very, very, very strong hook, so that people who don't know who you are can have curiosity about why they should be watching this reel. You need to have a very good deliverable that actually deliver on that hook. We often call this a payout, so that people who watched your videos be like, oh yeah, that's what I watched this video for. It was good. It has to actually deliver onto the hook. You also have to explain who you are, so that people will know, hey, these are the kind of content you produce. You can keep.
So, answering this, the who you are section can be seen by like what the video is. They can tell like your personality, because a lot of VTuber is like lore and stuff. Lore is, yes, you have a lore thing that you say, hey, this is what my character is based around. However, that is not essentially a who you are as a person kind of thing, like what kind of community you're getting into. That's why I think for me, when I'm doing shorts, I will usually post a short of something I find funny that happens throughout my gameplay, because I consider myself a gaming failure, right? I consider myself somebody who I try very, very hard in my games. I try to play very hard, very well. I try to do my best, and I almost always fail to some extent. I do what I can, but I almost always fail to some extent, and that could be hilarious. So, like when we were doing the Sekiro stream just like last week, right? Or I think it was Monday actually. Um, sorry, when we were doing the Sekiro stream, that scene, I failed on the same guy like what 6 times, and I posted a short about something like funny that I said. I had a slip of the tongue on that, and I think that fits your hook and deliverable. Or like yesterday's short where we were watching or we were playing the Lunar Silver Star story game, and we had that line from Spark, and that line just absolutely floored me because I didn't expect that at that time. I think things like that would fit into your hook and deliverable because you're immediately reading, you don't expect something to happen, and then bam, you're hit with like a line or an activity or a chat does something funny like that. I think that's definitely more of what you're talking about.
On coming back for more of these kind of content, or if you just check out the rest of my page, these are the content you can expect. And here is why you should keep watching my videos. And also, you need to have a future promise. It's like, hey, this is the video I'm gonna be telling you producing in the future, and you can be sure to come back because I am
with
this
shorts.
kind of
I'm not entirely sure
this
about
kind
that
of content,
but
and you can watch the same.
So with the future thing, I don't think you need to do that for your shorts, but definitely you should be like, hey, this is the type of thing you should expect. Like if you expect the VTuber to do a lot of retro games, that should be something that if they see a lot of retro content, and like I said, if you do like a funniest reels thing, that's definitely something that would fit there.
Kind of content that have the same deliverable that you just got in the future. Corporate VTuber has the ability to skip some of these, like who you are, what you can expect in the future, because corporate do all of these things for them with their infinite resource, infinite monies, and infinite advertisement. And this is why, as an indie VTuber, you gotta do everything by yourself consistently. Currently, my strategy in order to deliver these is to make sure that my editing guy, my formatting are consistent and up to space to
I don't have an editing guy.
Deliver all of these every single time. As a software engineer of 6 years, I'm also making sure that I'm leveraging AI to discover things in my content pattern to see what's actually work, like judging by my retention and stuff like that, what actually doesn't work, and so I can keep on tuning the system of the content.
So, in this case, I'm asking, is that software available? How affordable is that software? Like for me, I don't have any money to invest in VTubing. I don't expect. I save up money over time, over the course of months, to get what I want for VTubing. And if using the AI software, which already is AI, and that could be a problem. If using the AI software is too expensive, why would I take the time and energy to invest in that every month if I'm not, like, if I'm small enough that I'm not going to be starting out and stuff, right? So the only time I'd ever do something like this is like, hey, I've already got a steady following. I've already got myself established in something. I want to see how I can grow from there.
Content. I think the most important thing is to tune your system so that you can consistently achieve all of these rather than just changing your content over and over and not knowing what's worked. If this video reached you, consider subscribing because one day when it works, and it will, because I'll be documenting every single step I take on the way of becoming a successful VTuber.
I don't like questions, or I don't mind questions.
All right.
So if you guys get the chance, check out 2ten. He did a very good job streaming this. I appreciate that. He helped a lot. I'm glad I can help. I could help bit. I'm very glad I could help. I know my advice probably was pretty long-winded. Probably didn't answer all your questions and stuff. But I hope definitely that it was something that you can reflect upon and will help you set you on the course of action that you wish to perform. Now, as such, with that, I'm thinking we'll find ourselves another fun little video on that.